it's been interesting, I'll say, for all parties involved, but maybe I can give the science perspective. Is last spring when we were, pushed into the virtual learning, the laboratories that are such a central part to science education were a real challenge. How do you deliver that hands-on laboratory experience and the scientific thinking and methods needed, to train the future scientists? And, we've really, really done, looking across all the sciences, a great job at providing, virtual laboratories. We're filming things from first-person point of view, and we're working on COVID problem solving. And so the scientists have really stepped up with regards to the laboratories. There's a lot of really great resources out there that can still engage students first person and still provide that content and the critical thinking necessary for the training of future scientists.
Yeah, so I give my students a weekly menu. So it includes, you can join us synchronously and do your regular participation and discussion. Or if you're not able to join, I have some students who are in Europe right now, and sometimes it gets a little late for them. So they can choose other menu options. So this week, some students were Me Mean World War I, or they traced back footnotes in one of the books into some of the primary sources we've looked at. So it's really kind of a choose your own adventure path. Those might be a little dated, but those were my favorite books in elementary school. So you can sort of find your own way to the points, and that's one of the ways I've adapted. And I've been learning a lot in iMovie. I'm recording lots of video and editing them. I made myself a title sequence, which I'm really absurdly proud of. And I'm learning a lot about just the many tools out there, and they're going to be turning in digital projects as well. So my survey class is doing a digital timeline on the topic of their choosing. It's really fun.
I'll chime in. Also, I think like Professor Fonts, a lot of my research did include sort of lab work. It was different kind of lab work. My work on urban inequality really did take advantage of being here in Atlanta and seeing Atlanta as this kind of urban laboratory for some of the topics and things that I teach in my classes. And I'm the kind of person who, any chance I get, I take my students off campus. We have a beautiful campus, and it's always wonderful to be here, but I try to get us off campus as much as I can, whether it's neighborhood tours or even in some of my interdisciplinary classes, we'll do art exhibits and things that are going on at local institutions, taking advantage of the fact that there are so many resources here in the city. And being online, I thought, I was worried. At these moments in my career, I sort of had these panic moments. When I moved to Atlanta, my research was so focused on the Northeast that I was worried about coming to Atlanta. Someone who studies immigrants, I didn't think there was going to be anything for me to do here in this context, and boy, was I wrong. And similarly, going online, I thought, my goodness, I have such a place-based pedagogy. How am I going to adapt that? And it's been really interesting to be able to bring so many people into my classroom who I probably wouldn't have been able to do that with if everything was requiring physical travel and guest lectures with flights and overnight accommodations and things like that. But now I can have my colleagues from all over, whether they're in the city or not, sort of come to my class, and we're reading their work and talking to them about it. And that's been something that I've really enjoyed. So that's part of how we've adapted, but also some of the things that Dr. Morris talked about. Recording lots of material and finding new ways to stay engaged and get to know each other.